y'all are paying a lot of money to go to school. Like, you better get your money's worth of school. Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Destiny Arianna, and today I will be doing a video on the things that I wish I knew before getting to college. So before we get into this video, I would appreciate if you hit that subscribe button and make sure that you click the bell notification just so you guys can get notified whenever I post a video. So I separated this video into topics, so I have things I wish I knew academically, socially, and mentally. So we're gonna start it off. If I'm looking down at my computer, it's just because I wrote everything down on my laptop for you guys. But we're gonna start off with academics. Okay, so first thing on the list was college is definitely way different from high school in terms of time management. So for me, I low-key had a rude awakening just getting to college and having so much time. Like in high school, I pretty much was in school from like 7:30 to like 4:30. I know that's different from a lot of you guys. I went to a charter school in the city, so we're in school like all day. But anyway, I pretty much was used to having a strict schedule of classes and like lunch and like different things. So when I got to school and I had Bowdoin, we take like 4 classes. So I was really just like, whoa, I have 4 classes in all this time and I don't know what to do with it. So I really wish that people explained to me that major difference between timing in high school and college. The next one is about professors. So I really wish that people explained to me how you really have to hop on to getting to know your professors really early. So basically, I started to get really close to my professors towards the middle of the semester, and I think that only helped me out because Bowdoin is such a small school, so I had a little more leeway to getting to know them later. But I definitely recommend, like, within your first week or second week of school, getting to know your professors and building a strong relationship with them early. Okay, so another thing that I found was basically just finding study spots. So one thing for me was like throughout the semester, when school got really tough, I really wanted to know where to study, like the best spots for me to study, and I had no idea where they were. So I would spend so much time like walking around campus trying to figure out where I was gonna go. But I definitely recommend, like, within that first week of school, looking around, talking to people about the spots that they recommend for studying, and just like figuring that out really early before classes get crazy and before you get, you know, crushed with homework. The next thing. So you guys know how a lot of people talk about college and they talk about the readings and they tell you guys, oh my gosh, when you get to college, you're gonna read so much, like you're gonna be just like stuck in readings, like the readings are gonna be hard. They did not lie. I had some people that told me that, but then I had some people who were like, Destiny, like, you don't gotta worry about that. Like, you're fine, you know, like, you're a really good reader, you're a really good writer, like, you should be fine. I got to school and some of the readings were just like super hard, super dense, and I was just like, what? So like, I definitely wish that people stressed how much reading there is in school, along with how hard the readings are, because just if like, a reading can be really short, but it can also be really dense and hard to understand. So I think that's really important to sort of understand, like, how much time it's going to take you to get through them. Another thing that I wish that people recommended to me before I got to school was understanding my school's graduation requirements. I got help with this from an advisor, but I just wanted to let you guys know, just because it's like good advice and I think everyone should know this. But just knowing what your graduation requirements are and like looking at those alongside when you're picking your classes for like your semesters and stuff like that, just because you don't want to be like a junior and being like, oh my gosh, I have like 8 classes I have to take before graduation, and you still have to deal with things with like your major and stuff like that. Like, you never want to get behind on that stuff. So me personally, I made sure that I knocked out my graduation requirements in the first 2 years of school. So that worked out in my favor, because now I'm done with my graduation requirements and all I have to do is complete the classes for my major. So I think that helped a bunch. Something else that I wish that people explained to me was how important scheduling is, just because time management, like I mentioned, the first thing, is super hard. but scheduling helps so much. Like if you're not into planning or you're not into using planners, you need to get into it. Like I'm just saying, for me personally, it's helped so much with organizing my social life and academic life and like my jobs and stuff. Like I know when I have to go to work, I know when I have meetings. It's just super easy and it's all in one place and it keeps your life together. So even when your life gets hard, at least you have something that's organized, you know. Like I think it really helped me a lot and I really hope that it helps you guys too. But I wish people stress the importance of scheduling. Something else that I wish people talked about was becoming familiar with like academic resources. So I know a bunch of people like they recommend, you know, like knowing where your things are, but I'm telling you guys, it is so important to just get familiar with all of the academic resources that your school offer you. So like at Bowdoin, we have like the CLT, which is the Center for Learning and Teaching. We have QR tutors, which are basically like quantitative reasoning tutors who help you with that. And you know, resources in the library. We have people that look over your papers. Just really knowing where all those resources are, who you can email, like the websites you need to go on, especially like career planning, like just knowing all of the resources that your campus has to offer. Like y'all are paying a lot of money to go to school. Like you better get your money's worth of school. Like you better make sure that you're getting those resources, because why not? Like, you know, it's not really free, but it's like included in that package. So I definitely think taking advantage of that really early, like starting your freshman year or something. I wish like I did, but I didn't do it like early. And I think that that definitely could have helped me as a writer. Because even now, like I'm like, dang, I wish I went like my freshman semester. And the last one for academics is plan ahead if you can. So this is just me. I don't know if other people are like this, but I struggled a lot with playing catch up. So what I learned is I wish people told me, like, if you can get ahead, try your best to get ahead. When I say get ahead, I don't mean get a month ahead, because that's like, come on, like, what are you doing? But like, if you have an assignment due, you know, at the end of the month, make sure that you're slowly like working on that, not waiting until a week before to start it. Just things like that, and like really like planning ahead and making sure that you're staying on top of your stuff and not falling behind. Because just personally for me, I suck at playing catch up, and it's super hard to play catch up in college, because if you're trying to catch up on what was last week, you have assignments piling up from this week, and then you know you have more stuff the next week. Like as you go through the semester, things just get more difficult. So I think it's really hard to play catch up. So if you can, just try to plan ahead and your life will be so much easier. So we're transitioning into the next topic, which is social life, I guess, and like what I wish people told me socially about college. So this is going to sound really like pessimistic, but it's not, I promise. Just wait for the catch. So I feel like there's a stigma around like equally balancing everything. And I think I just had to realize that like equally balancing everything in your life and like having everything together all the time is high key impossible. And I sort of had to break that stigma, because it was stressing me out that I felt like I was the only one that didn't have my life together. And it's completely normal to not know what you're doing, to not know what's going on, and like to be figuring it out, because everyone's figuring it out. And I think a lot of people put on this persona that like they know what they're doing, and a lot of people don't know what they're doing. So I wish that people sort of told me that like a lot of things are like a front, and like a lot of people front like they have everything together, and it's okay if you don't, and like that's normal. Everybody goes through it. So I really wish that people stressed that to me, because I was so stressed that I felt like I didn't know what was going on with myself, and I felt like I was the only one. So that I wish people told me about. Something else is super important. You do not have to go to every party. Like my freshman year, I made the mistake. I talked about this in like other videos, but I made the mistake of literally going to every party. Like my freshman fall, I went out every single weekend. It wasn't even worth it. Like I'm looking back at it and I'm just like, yeah, I did not have to do all that to myself. Like I could have taken breaks. I could have relaxed, done other things, you know, spend time for myself, got to spend time with my friends, like all those things. But I wanted to go out. I wanted to be social. I wanted to party. Like, yeah, you can go out and have fun, party, but you do not have to go to every single event. No, you're not missing out on everything. Like it's okay to make sacrifices. And just like speaking about like friend peer pressure for parties is real. And like you really have to be careful with that. Like, if you don't want to go out, no one should force you to go out, and you can say no. And also prioritizing your schoolwork. If you have a lot of things to do, with schoolwork and like you know that you have a test coming up and you have to study for it, do not go to the party, because in the long run it's not going to work out for you. Like, you really want to prioritize your schoolwork, because you're in college. There are going to be plenty of parties and plenty of events. Like, you don't want to jeopardize your grades and your schoolwork to go out to an event. It'll be okay. There will be more and you will be fine. So the next thing is basically you have to be open to making friends. And like, I wish people stress this to me more, because a lot of people talk about, oh, like, you know, when you get to college, everyone's in the same boat. Like, everybody wants to make friends. You know, you're going to make friends either way. Like, everyone wants to make friends. So I sort of didn't know or didn't put two and two together that you had to be open-minded. Not open-minded, but like open and putting yourself out there to make friends. Because if you're just closed off, it's going to be really hard for people to like approach you and like want to be like, hey, do you want to be my friend? Like, stuff like that. Like, the next thing that I think is super important, and I wish people stressed more, is making sure that you find your safe space on your college campus really, really early. Like, within that first week or second week, you want to make sure that you're finding whatever affinity groups that you feel most comfortable in, or religious groups, or groups to deal with sexual identity. You want to make sure that you're plugging into those parts of campus, because those are the things that are going to help you in your hard times and help you plug into campus life. And I really think that that's super important for people to plug in early. Something else is you gain and lose friends. Like, people talk about college friends are forever. Like, the people that you meet in college are going to be, that's true to a certain extent. And I think like hearing that college friends are forever, I kind of forgot that people come and go. But people come and go. Like, you're gonna gain friends, you're gonna have a great time, you're gonna make memories with them, but you're also gonna lose friends, and that's completely okay. So one thing that I really wish that people told me was just like the fact that you be exposed to not only like different racial backgrounds, but like socioeconomic backgrounds. So I went to a all black school, so it was a culture shock for me to go from a black space to a white space. But I sort of like was in different situations like my whole life with being in white spaces, so it was more tolerable for me. But being around wealthy people was something I wasn't really used to. So like going to Bowdoin and having like a bunch of people with just money, I was just like, yo, like, this is crazy. Like, it was definitely a different experience for me. It made me feel sort of uncomfortable, but it was something that I had to get used to and understand. So yeah, I wish people explain more, not only like the racial differences with the environments that you're going into, but those social and economic differences also. Okay, so now we're transitioning into the last topic, which is what I wish people told me mentally about college. So this is like number one, something that I wish people stress more, is that school is gonna be hard. Like, people water down, sugarcoat, like they like literally just say like, oh, college is just, you know, like, you just deal with it and like go through it. But people do not express enough that college is gonna be hard, and it's okay that it's hard. Everybody struggles in college. Like, everyone has like a really hard time like getting used to it, and there are times where it just gets really difficult, and that's okay. And I think not enough people talk about that. They just sort of make it seem like, yeah, you just go through college, you just bulldoze through it, like it goes so fast, like all these things. And it's like, yo, it's hard. Like, it is so hard sometimes, and I don't think enough people like stress that. So it's okay if you feel like things are difficult, if you feel like you don't know what you're doing, if you feel like you just aren't really in control of what's going on, and like you just don't even know why you're doing it. I've had that moment probably like 30 times throughout a semester where I'm just like, yo, why am I doing this? What am I doing? I have no idea. But, you know, you get through it. You have people that support you through it. And, you know, you live, you learn, and it gets a little easier. But, like, I'm still, you know, going through this myself. But definitely, like, becoming okay with the fact that it's going to be difficult, but it's only going to shape you and allow you to grow. Something else that I wish people told me was getting in touch with those resources on campus that help with mental health. So like, therapy, counseling. I don't know if your campuses might have this, but at Bowdoin they offer like free services like yoga and meditation and like different events that surround mental health. So I just think like really taking advantage of those resources as well. Like academic resources is important, but taking care of yourself and mental health resources are just as important. And I really think that people should stress that just as much as they stress like going to tutoring. You can still like go to tutoring, but if your mental is not okay, make sure that you're getting that help for that as well. And the last one, just to close this out, is I wish people told me that like taking breaks for yourself is like okay and like it's crucial. You need to do it. Like I said before, like I feel like a lot of people have this stigma that you just bulldoze and power through college and like that's it. But college is really difficult sometimes. And I think a lot of times we forget to take breaks for ourselves and like take care of ourselves. So I definitely think that I wish people stress like mental health more in school and like really taking time to like sit back, take a break, walk away from your work and say like, I'm just letting this go for like 30 minutes and I'm going to get myself back together and like re-up, recharge, all that good stuff. Just because like you don't want to overwork yourself or put yourself in a dark place that you can't get out of. Like you want to make sure that just as much as you're working hard for that degree, that you're taking care of yourself, you're growing, you're thriving in the best ways possible, and you're not letting these institutions kill you because they're already taking your money. Like you don't want them taking your life. So, you know? I hope that these tips were helpful. I'm planning on doing a bunch more videos just like this, helping you guys with your college process. If you are a rising freshman going into your freshman year, congratulations. You know, just like anyone watching, I hope that this was helpful. And I hope that you guys like this video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next video.